I'm a professional musician, freelance musician in Los Angeles, do 50 things a month sometimes, it seems. Having the opportunity to sing Paw Patrol is surreal. When I did it, I didn't know, I don't think anyone involved knew it was going to become the success that it is today. I've been very fortunate to make my hobby my living. I do all things music for fun, and sometimes not for fun, but for pay. My grandfather wore hearing aids, my mom wore hearing aids. I believe my teachers told my parents that they thought that I probably had a hearing loss and should get tested very young. There's so much stigma around hearing loss, and the technology in the 80s, was not as small as it is now, and I just didn't want to wear a hearing aid, and I was really reluctant, and I could get by.
They said he was borderline for hearing aids at that time. He didn't have to have them, so we opted not to, and of course that was me projecting my insecurities and my this stigma that comes with it.
At the same time, I was in bands and I was touring, and the cymbals and the electric guitar, and the monitors. It just started to degrade my hearing. I got all the way in the canal. Even in 1994, I had one that was all the way in. Didn't like the sound of it, and I was taking it out a lot. I couldn't adjust, and I didn't really give it a chance, and I was embarrassed of it. Upon getting the Widex, it just sounded like an extension of my normal hearing. If I put my hearing aids in now, it just feels like a smooth, natural transition into better hearing rather than completely different hearing.
I've evolved all the way now as far as hearing aids are concerned. I used to have a big complex about wearing them, and now it doesn't matter. I mean, the technology and the fact that they match the shell to my hair, it's amazing. I don't have that insecurity anymore, and I'm not ashamed or afraid to tell somebody that I'm hearing impaired.
I think my mom wearing Widex before me also helped me. All right, well, maybe Mom was right about this one.
This is my third pair of Widex, but this is my first pair of Moment. I talk on my phone. The sound goes right into my hearing aids. When my phone rings, I can hear it in my hearing aid.
And I was like, wow, this is a noticeably better experience. And then I put the other ones away, and I never put them on again, and I just rocked the Widex.
If my husband goes to sleep, I can turn the volume all the way down on the TV, and I can still hear it in my hearing aid. So I love the TV decks.
I can even run with my comm decks. I put it under my shirt and then listen to music in my hearing aids and still have the ability to be safe while I'm running and hear outside sound, which is good in Los Angeles. For me as a musician, I don't necessarily want to walk into a session and then people think that I'm going to be less of a musician because they see I'm wearing hearing aids. And it's something that over time I've had to just be actually it's a superpower. I can actually probably hear a little better than you now because you haven't treated your hearing loss,
What makes me the most proud of Scott is that in spite of his hearing impairment, he has really been successful in the music industry. And people are amazed when I tell them my son is hearing impaired. They're like, what? He's a musician. Yeah, I know.
Widex. Sound like no other.